local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Now, here is your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Got Gabe Kuhn in the house. My man, Memphis 10 Hefe, Josh Crawford. Don't forget, Gabe's at G_Kuhn71. I'm at Johnny_Radio. You can watch it on YouTube, Twitch, and at sports56whbq.com. You can message us on Facebook or hit the text line, 901-360-8255. We got a busy show. My friend, Dr. Gail Gross, is coming on at 1:30. We're going to talk a little bit about Naomi Osaka, mental health, and the future of sports. And there are going to be different things going on in the future and how we look at this, journalists, et cetera, et cetera. We also have Alex Kuhn at 2 o'clock. We love to wrap with him. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in the Mid-North. It will be interesting. I got the lead off here in a little bit with my buddy Josh Crawford. Gabe Kuhn will be running around here somewhere. But I got to say, everybody out there, don't forget it's Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all you men out there. Happy Father's Day is something that I think I will enjoy. You know what you should get your father for Father's Day? Simple. Tito's Handmade Vodka. Maybe some boots from Frontier Western Store. How about take him to eat at Central Barbecue? There's so many things that you can do for your father. Just do something for him. Please just do something. Now, a couple things we got to get to real quick. Holy cow. Dirk Nowitzki. Are they trying to keep Luke? I think Dirk is now going to be part of the... They did not. I don't think they've now reported that Dirk will help find their new GM, their new head coach. And yes, Dirk and Luka are close and very good friends. Of course, Luka wants out. Zion wants out. We're going to talk about players trying to force themselves out. Also, the Yankees did something historic that's never happened in Major League Baseball history.
Ridiculous triple play, huh?
Did you see it?
What were the numbers?
It was a 1-3-6-2-5-6 triple play, brother.
1-3-6-2-5-6?
Yep. 8675309. By the way, speaking of basketball, last night, holy moly, Giannis took forever at the free throw line, even to where he
always does.
Even to where he got James Harden ticked off. And did you see people doing the stopwatch at like 12
You know
seconds?
what? My issue is if you're going to take that long at the free throw line, make it. Like, you got to make more than 50%. Like, come on. It's kind of annoying, I have to admit.
It is annoying.
That's like the most annoying part of his game is how long he takes at the free throw line.
It really is. It really is, especially for a guy who's like on a trajectory for a Hall of Fame player. The dude can't make a free throw, and it's called a damn free throw for a reason. Now, also, last night we had basketball. Tonight we have two huge games. Mike Conley is out. Kawhi Leonard is out. Donovan Mitchell is banged up. Utah, Los Angeles Clippers, 9 o'clock on ESPN. Before that, though, you got Philly and Atlanta. Philly's trying to close this junt out. Can Ben Simmons grow up? Be the man that he is, be the big guard, shut down Trae Young, try to get his offense maybe from his defense, something like that. I don't know, man. We're going to find out. Philadelphia's got a lot of money tied up in him. Can they get and force a Game 7? We will find out. Also, got to say, Boston, they traded Kemba Walker, 2021 first-round pick, sent him to OKC for Al Horford, all kinds of things. We're going to talk about this trade, what it means. Is Oklahoma City going to build around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Kemba Walker is not first fiddle anymore. He was a Iron Man in the beginning of his career, but now late, he's very often injured. 26 last year, 35 the year before. He's been missing games like it's going out of style. Phil Mickelfat, guess what? Did you know that Books had a six-figure, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars that fans have poured in to gamble on Phil Mickelson winning this U.S. Open. Well, I think the books are feeling pretty good since he was, 8 strokes from the league yesterday. Did get very upset. Even had a police officer come over there because people.
He was 4 over on the day, right?
Yep.
75. That's what he shot. The cameras were annoying him.
Yes, he was so upset.
Is this like the first time he's ever
been fit? When you're playing that bad, he didn't really.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Is
this is not the first time people have taken pictures of him while he's golfing.
No, it's not.
So, I don't know. But maybe
excuses or
was it about was it about the noises the cameras were making or what?
Dude, he used to be used to that back in the day. They used to have the big old zoom lenses cracking away. I don't know, man. Phil's Phil, man. Do you know the Bears are thinking about moving?
Yeah, stadiums. What's wrong with Soldier Field?
Dude, do
we have anybody from Chicago that's been there?
Old and decrepit.
It's not, though, really.
There's not places to park cars. You really don't have great metro access.
That's true. It's right there. It's right there on the lake.
Yeah, it's hard to get there.
I like where it's placed, though. It's pretty cool. I mean,
it is pretty cool, but you know what? It's older than dirt. Now they've made it look more like a spaceship in the last few years. They've updated it.
No, hold up. It doesn't look like a spaceship. It looks like a toilet seat in a toilet bowl.
Okay,
really.
I was trying to be nice.
That's what people from Chicago will tell you.
They call it the toilet bowl.
No, it looks like a toilet bowl. They don't call it the toilet bowl.
I think they should call it the toilet bowl. That's great
because of the quarterback play that has happened.
I was getting ready to say no quarterback in history in the Chicago Bears history is thrown for 4,000 yards. Yeah, it's a toilet bowl for quarterbacks to go and die. And plus, Matt Nagy. He's a horrible coach, and hopefully Justin Fields doesn't fall into that trap. How many coaches say this, Gabe? They don't want you going 100%. Have you ever heard it in your life?
In very rare situations, like a walkthrough of something. But no, if you're playing a game.
During a game.
No,
during a
never
game.
In your life.
Well, I got to talk about what Aaron Boone said. Believe it or not, he doesn't like his guys running out of the box at 100%. He says 80% is good.
He's got to have nightmares, though, with Giancarlo Stanton,
Aaron Judge.
They pull a hammy just taking one step out of the box.
I just don't. You don't usually hear them say that, though. Like, hey, I don't want my guys going 100% down the first base line. You can run through the bag. It's not like you have to stop quickly. Anyway, it's weird stuff. We got a lot of stuff to get to. But by the way, does Logan Paul have a death wish? Have you seen any of this, Gabe?
About?
He wants to fight Mike Tyson.
Yes, he has a death wish.
Mike Tyson, even if you put that headgear that Lamar Odom wore, he probably could smoke Logan Paul. Logan Paul, of course, will fight Mike Tyson if he can get it going. Mike Tyson's kind of on the fence, but, he's buddies with the Pauls. He respects him. He was talking about how Logan Paul is a good fighter. I think Logan Paul has a death wish. And 8 years ago today, Ray Allen hit the shot. The shot that may have changed basketball for a long time. I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to explain to you what it means for LeBron's career, what it meant for Kawhi Leonard's career, for Pop, for Tim Duncan. There's a lot of things that are pretty fascinating. And last but not least, it's Friday. It's a day that you might want to go and chug a beer or something, Go down to the lake, do something. The reason I say that is, do you know the Jets wide receiver, LaMichael P. Ryan, out of Florida?
Wide receiver or running back?
He's wide receiver. No, you're thinking of P. Ryan, the Oklahoma running back.
Samaje. That's
Samaje P. Ryan.
LaMichael P. Ryan from Florida.
P. Ryan
okay,
from
yes.
Florida.
I do know him.
Do you think of Florida as a party school?
Yes.
I do too. Obviously, he didn't party when he was at school because he is the worst at shotgunning a beer in the, period. He was on TV. He's on they're doing
the worst?
The worst.
You've seen Aaron Rodgers chug a beer. Remember that whole thing?
Yes, that was horrible. And you know what? He made Aaron Rodgers look like a pro because he didn't almost puke on himself, fall over, did the whole shotgun thing, spilled the beer all over his Air Jordans. It was embarrassingly bad. Like he couldn't even talk.
Can you shotgun a beer?
Like in 3 seconds, son. Let's do this during the break, brother.
I thought you struggle with the carbonation of anything.
Oh no, beer I'm good with. I just don't drink.
Remember when you didn't drink seltzers?
Oh yeah,
that has changed, hasn't it?
That has changed. Yeah. Those things are really good, actually. I love those little Mighty Swells and stuff.
Oh, is that your new?
I love Mighty Swell.
Label of choice.
Yeah, they got it at the liquor store that I go
White
to.
Claw, White Claw's the OG though, right?
Is it? I don't know. Is it the OG?
Or Truly and White Claw, or
yeah,
the two that came out first, and everybody's got one now.
Yeah, everybody does.
Mighty Swell is fantastic, though.
It really is. It is absolutely fantastic. Reminds me of a guy that I know, Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. The Gatlin Agency don't play no games. Check him out. Auto, home, life, business. Whatever you need in this world insured, he's got you. He also, if you go to him and get everything insured under him, he's going to save you hundreds of dollars. You'll get everything you need, nothing you don't. Traveler's insurance, pet insurance, ATV insurance, boat insurance, anything you can think of, he's got. But they are a full-fledged insurance agency, and they're also experts, and they're here for you to help you with your business goals, savings and investing for your future and your financial security so you can retire. Or they can help you set up an account to pay for your children's education. They got you covered. Give them a call at 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. Hit him up, text him, do whatever you want to do. But don't forget to get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com. Gabe, I'm in that box.
So I'm going to bring up a few names that all have something in common. Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Paul George, Kyrie Irving, and Xavier Howard in the NFL. They're what you would call guys that have been very, very vocal, very good with player empowerment. They've gotten what they wanted. They've gotten the teams they've wanted. And when you look at Luka and Zion and how mad they are with their franchises, it seems that they're headed in the same direction. And my question is very simple. Has the player empowerment pendulum swung too far in the player's direction?
You know what? I have to say, believe it or not, I think so. You sign a contract, and then a year after you sign the contract, just look down at Xavier Howard.
Yeah,
hey,
Xavier
man,
Howard.
you know what? I'm the highest paid cornerback in the league at the time, but you know what? I got my first contract, I got my signing bonus, but now I don't want to play in this.
Now these other
Give me
guys
some
made more than me. I feel some type of way.
Yeah, hey, give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. I got drafted by the Pelicans. I spent 2 years with him. I was with Stan Van Jeremy. Who knows what he did to him? But Zion wants out. He wants out. I don't know exactly why, but it's kind of, again, he was drafted by this organization. You have fans, by the way. Like the NBA, players make their money due to fan appeal. If you have New Orleans, an entire, think about how big Louisiana is. They love basketball down in Louisiana. They want their Pelicans to be good. You got the Ball brother, Lonzo, the B one. LaMelo's the A. And let's just be honest, the last one, he's Rob Kardashian. Yes, LiAngelo and Rob Kardashian got to feel the same. Think they have the same shrink?
Stop, man.
But what I'm saying is you also have Dallas, who loves Luka, and now Luka wants out. Think about how Cleveland felt when LeBron got himself out of there. He didn't force himself necessarily that way, but he did force himself out of there the second time to go to L.A. He's gone to Miami. The decision. There's a lot of power out there with the players. I understand that. James Harden this year, forcing him way out of Houston. Houston's another big area. Look how bad that team is. You can think about this happening in all sports, all across the board. And the one thing that is sad is the fans. Because the fans feel like, hey, we got this guy. How would you like it if Ja Morant, who the Grizzlies drafted, came out and was saying, hey, you know what? It's a nice couple years. I want out. I want out. I'm gone. I want to go for a title already. People in Memphis would be freaking the bleep out. And I just think that it's gotten bad for the sport. Am I for players getting paid? Am I for them being able to, at the end of their contract and free agency, go wherever the hell they want to? Absolutely. But if you're going to sign the dotted line, if you're going to go play for an organization, at least give the fans, look, you're getting a lot of money to play a pro sport. Give the fans back the respect that the fans are giving you. And the transfer portal. It now just doesn't involve pro sports. Coaches have to look at how they talk with players. Go ahead.
Being a former player, I'm for player empowerment. But we can't act like there's no consequences to it. For small markets at the professional level, it stinks.
It's killing them.
It stinks. Because if you draft a good player, you brought up Ja Morant, and he starts to not like the direction, he is gone in a second. He's going to L.A., he's going to Boston, he's going to, I don't know, New York. Wherever the heck he wants. So
Brooklyn.
It sucks for small markets, but I do think it creates intrigue, and I'll explain why. Because I think polarization is a big thing when you talk about sports. You want someone, really loving someone or hating someone, and I think that brings eyes to the game in a certain way because you like to watch what you hate, and you like to watch what you like in a certain way, right? So I think polarization is a big thing when you're talking about player empowerment. And I think it's gone a long way to getting eyes to the game, especially in the NBA.
I don't know, man. See, I feel like it's pushed up more eyes away because, again, when you're spurned by something that you love, like you break up with your girlfriend, what you gonna call her family and be like, hey, just want you to remind you, I hate you. No, dude, you don't want to see that woman. If you have a
Let's talk about sports.
Jersey. No, that's what I'm saying. You got a Ja Morant jersey, and your little kid loves Ja Morant. He leaves and he forces his way out.
So people don't want to watch that
kid,
person fail.
I mean, no, more people I think are drawn to rooting on their team.
I think
than
a lot of
people
watch certain games, especially when we're talking about LeBron. They watch it and they want to see the guy fail
because he's like a top 5 player of all time. I agree with that.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I think polarization is a good thing. But at the same time, I do think it kills small markets in regards to how they can build up their franchises.
Yeah, and it also just kills, I think, the fan base because the small market guys, instead of spending $100 on a game ticket to take your kid down there when your favorite player might leave, might decide to just stay at home and watch it on TV. I don't know.
So here's an example, though. We were just talking about, let's say, Sports Talk Radio, for example. If you say something that someone doesn't like and they hear it in their car, they're more likely to keep listening.
Yeah, it's the Howard Stern effect. That's true.
Right. So I think to a different, on a different stage, I think polarization is a good thing.
I think polarization in this market in media is one
in
thing.
Sports.
But in sports, though, if you I loved Bo Jackson. When he got injured, it broke my heart. If he, I loved watching him play football and baseball. I loved, there's just things that you loved. If Michael Jordan would have left after 3 championships, went and played baseball, and then didn't go back to play with the Bulls, it would have been a lot different. I didn't like even seeing him when he came back in the Wizards uniform. It was just weird to me. So,
right.
I don't know. We'll see.
I understand. Now, Desmond Bain, he got named to an all-rookie team. So that's a good thing. Second team. His splits, 9.3 points per game. He had 2.1 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists, and he shot 43.2% from 3. He on the defensive end, he was solid. I would call him a plus defender for the most part. He was only one of 10 rookies in NBA history with 40% three-point percentage on 271 or more three-point attempts. Mike Miller is another guy that you look at and talk about Grizzlies as a three-point shooter. His best season in 06-07, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 4 assists on 40.3% from 3. And he had 7 attempts per game, so that's a lot more than what we're seeing from Desmond Bain right now. But being that you've been out here for a while, you've seen the Grizzlies' history, you've seen who they've had in the past, you got to watch Mike Miller. Do you think Desmond Bain has a chance to be a better Grizzly overall than Mike Miller?
A better Grizzly? Yes, because Mike was at the tail end of his career. A better NBA player? I don't know. I mean, Mike Miller was Rookie of the Year in 2001. He was also on the All-Rookie team that year. 6th Man of the Year in 2006. He has 2 dead-gum titles with the Heat. That's right, 2 NBA championships, and let's not forget, he coached for the Tigers, and now he coaches at the high school that I went to, Houston. What's up, Mike? I like Mike. Mike is dope. Mike is tall. Mike can shoot. He can stroke that junt. Desmond Bain, I love him. I love Desmond Bain. Is he going to be better or have a better career than Mike Miller? I don't know. Will he be a better Grizzly? As long as he stays around, he can be. I could see him coming out there and just stroking it, but he won't be getting 2 championships if he plays for the Grizzlies. Let's just be honest. So, better career, it's going to be hard to beat Mike Miller's career. It is awesome. Better Grizzly, hail to the he's a baby. He's a little cub. He's got a lot of stuff he can do. So, yeah. He can be a better Grizzly, but he won't have a better career than
And
Mike
also,
Miller.
you have to think about Mike Miller, too, was the Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
And all rookie teams awesome. Second team all rookie is great. But Mike Miller was the Rookie of the Year. But if he does stay around, I think a lot of people will remember him very highly as well if you talk about Desmond Bain. Now, moving on to the MLB. On Sunday, the Jays hit 8 home runs. That's the 3rd most in MLB history in a game. Altuve, you talk about Jose Altuve, 4 home runs in 3 games. And the Astros with multiple home runs in 10 consecutive games. That's a tied for the MLB record. Do you think that Rob Manfred's crackdown and MLB's crackdown on foreign substances will lead to a resurrection of hitting in this season?
Let's see. We had 13 runs scored in the Orioles-Indians game, 13 runs scored in the Arizona Diamondbacks-Giants game. You had 12 runs scored in the Yankees and Blue Jays game yesterday. Overs out the Frizzame. 12 runs in the White Sox and the Astros game. 10 runs in the Reds and Padres when you had Brandon Woodruff on the mound, their best 2 hitters. Rockies-Brewers, 10 runs. 12 runs for the Tigers Athletics. 11 runs for the Rays and the Mariners. Damn, the Mariners even scored 6 runs, which is almost a miracle. Has the Spider Tack, has the sunscreen and rosin, has this changed the way hitters are standing in the box and the fact that the balls don't have as many revolutions per minute, revolutions per second? Is it changed? Yes, the ball's not breaking as hard. Their fastballs are flatter. Their 2 seams aren't moving as far. Their curveball doesn't have near the drop. Everything looks different, and when you give a hitter, a professional hitter, a little bit of just a little crease, they're going to rake you. They're going to stroke you. Look at Garrett Cole's struggles. Look what happened to Tyler Glasnow. But I will say this. I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. I think you're going to see more injuries. I think you're going to see some really dangerous stuff because these guys in the middle of the season, you change what they're trying to do. I think you hurt the product not because, hey, we want to see more runs. We don't want the game to last as long. But, man, you just wait. You wait till the offseason. There's going to be they're going to have this moment where they're like, you know what? Pitchers, like last year, had to completely learn how to pitch, like differently, because they had the sticky stuff. You could keep the ball. You could hold it very soft like an egg. Now these guys are gripping the hell out of this thing. They're throwing the ball with different arm angles. They're changing stuff. And while they're trying to figure it out, the hitters are going to stroke. By the end of the year, it's going to come back to the median. But, man, if we get another Kevin Pillar situation, if you see a couple balls get loose and go upside some dude's heads, like Giancarlo Stanton back in the past, I think even the hitters are going to be like, you know what? Just like Pete Alonso's still saying, I still want these guys to know where the damn ball's going. They're throwing 99 to 100 miles an hour on the consistence. And remember, the minor league player, he released a video of him today, the guy who took the line drive off the head. He had a brain surgery. Like, almost died. So, I don't know. And you're sitting there saying, well, what does a liner coming back to the pitcher's mound have to do with sticky stuff? Well, if you're throwing a flatter ball, guess what? You're going to hit the ball a little bit harder right back up to the pitcher's way, and you're going to see even more of that. But anyway, that's enough baseball for right now. Because guess what? We're going to switch topics. We're going to go talk with Dr. Gail Gross. We're going to talk about Naomi Osaka. We're going to talk about mental health issues with these players. What's the future look like? By the way, you know what Naomi Osaka did her very first day after she announced that she's withdrawing from Wimbledon?
What'd you do?
She went out to the grocery store. You know what she did? She went to a French grocery store, so she don't like the French Open, but she sure likes French food. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Dr. Gail Gross, Sports 56 98.5, 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. The great Kimmons Wilson of Holiday Inn had a slogan: the best surprise is no surprise. And that's so true. When I sit at your kitchen table, you're going to understand exactly what I'm going to do to your roof. From the underlayment to the hip shingles and ventilation, the flashing, the wood repairs, the cleanup, the crew safety, the warranty. It's amazing how many customers sign contracts being told none of that stuff. But the best surprise is no surprise. Insurance claims. Talk to your friends. More and more claims are being rejected, and only experienced claims specialists are getting those terrible decisions overturned. So if you don't hire me, please hire someone to manage the process with the experience to see it through. The best surprise is no surprise. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Choose your ride during the 4th of July sales event on now at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Indulge yourself in 2021 Chrysler 300 Touring, $419 a month. Get performance and power like no other with 2021 Dodge Challenger XST, $447 a month. Plus rugged 2021 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab, $479 a month. And 2021 Fiat 500X Pop all-wheel drive gets 30 MPG Highway, $25,680 or $349 a month. So drive past the rest and come to the best, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost finance through Chrysler, 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down, pop, MP 889607, MSRP 28,680, 300, MH 566,859, MSRP 34,115, Challenger MH 586605, MSRP 33,130, 1500, MS 548,140, MSRP 36,425, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/21 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Mid-South Hobbies has your favorite model airplanes, boats, race cars, and trains to build. With brands you know like Lionel, LGB, and a large selection of Traxxas radio-controlled trucks, cars, and boats. Mid-South Hobbies has all the accessories to make them complete, with thousands of paint colors to make them shine. Reach the sky with rockets and kites, or reach deep into your imagination with action figures, comic book superheroes, and fantasy quest games. Get passionate about your hobby at Mid-South Hobbies. 4862 Summer Avenue, open 7 days a week. Call 901-682-9402.
Like, I don't know. Can you just pick something and order? Yeah, but anyway, where are you at? You don't...
It only takes 2 seconds of distracted driving to become a statistic. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. Slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. In the house, I got Gabe Kuhn, Josh Crawford. And by the way, to all the men out there, happy Father's Day weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, take care of your dads out there, man. They take care of you. But we're going to switch some subjects up. We've been talking a lot of basketball. We've been talking all kinds of baseball. We talked about Mike Miller, Desmond Bain. We're going to switch things up and talk about mental health. Of course, Naomi Osaka is withdrawn from Wimbledon. She left the French Open, didn't want to talk with the media and the press. So I'm very blessed because Dr. Gail Gross is going to join us. She's also, the timing couldn't be more apropos for this discussion, especially when it comes to sports athletes or to your children and teens. Anybody out there, child psychologist Dr. Gail Gross is an award-winning author of 2 books on the New York Times bestseller. The one is The Only Way Out is Through, and also How to Build Your Baby's Brain. By the way, How to Build Your Baby's Brain is the best parent book for 2 years in a row. And then she's also been a recurring guest on radio talk shows ranging from CNN, Fox, CNBC, PBS, and now joins me right here on Sports 56. Dr. Gross, how are you doing today? Dr. Gross. Sorry about that, Gail. Dr. Gross, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate you taking the time out to join us today because, mental health, it's on the tip of everybody's tongue across the nation. Back when I was a young man, it's something you really didn't talk about. People tried to almost tell you just to suck it up, dig deep, and live, go through it. And now with athletes, a lot of people who are growing up and seeing them talk about their mental health issues. You can go back to Brandon Marshall when he played football. You now have Naomi Osaka, who's withdrawn from Wimbledon, left the French Open. I just feel like it's a perfect time to talk with you. And I wanted to ask you what the sports industry needs to do. What do they need to do to better serve their players from suffering from mental health disease or any disorder?
Well, there's a conflict of interest in a way, but what I would call an unholy alliance. You have the sports programs that are out there that depend on marketing and viewership. So if they can't fill their stands with people and their television stations and radio stations with
content.
Yes, content and context, people who are interested in listening, so that more interest is organized towards sports. If that doesn't happen, then sports players don't get money, and there's no advertising, and there's no viewership. So it's sort of a problem that, you can't just play the sport and have to have interviews, and those interviews lead to marketing and this whole
cycle. And
so I heard Bjorn Borg not too long ago speak about this, and he said, you were talking about Naomi Osaka. This may not be the sport for her because, it's highly tennis. You're out there in on a court with millions of people watching you at home on listening to you on the radio and sitting in the stands, and you're there carrying the whole game yourself against an opponent who's carrying his whole game himself. And so all eyes and all ears are focused on you. And if you're and you've trained for this, and sports, all athletes train a tremendous amount from the time they're very young. Competition is very stiff. It creates a tremendous amount of pressure to perform. And then if you get the trainers who are your coaches as your parents, then you're really up a creek, because what is the one, I say this to people all the time, but nobody likes to hear it or believe it. In everyone's life, from birth to death, there are only two people, mother and father. And all of our relationships are the adaptations we made in our childhood to those early patterns. So you have your parent as your trainer, and all you want to do is have that parent love you. And every little baby smiles if you smile at them, and they want your approval in every little thing they do, which is how they move along in their social development. So at the end of the day, you have an over-attachment, if you will, to your parent, who is your coach. If your coach is somebody else, they become a parent substitute. But if your own parent is your coach, then you're seeking their approval, but trying to perform for their approval. And so, you never detach correctly. You're always forever in a certain way young. And if you look at Tiger Woods, or you look at any of the other people who's in sports whose fathers trained them, Serena or whatever, growing up, there's a huge connection, parent. Whenever you hear a person say, my mother is my best friend, or my father is my best friend, there's too much attachment there, not enough individuation there. That's because their best friend should be a peer, should be a friend, not their parent. Their parent is their parent, and their friend is their friend. And, children grow up, parents stay parents forever. And the sports, I have to say, fairly, the sports industry is trying to do, especially women's tennis, are trying to do things to help mental health. They have a mental health professional around all the time when there are tournaments. They have a lot of information out there. They have associations with different things that you can access for help if you're in trouble. But when you have such a highly charged, anxiety-producing experience like competition, you kick into what we call flight or fight. You're on high alert because you want to win, and everything is pumping. Your adrenaline is pumping. Everything is pumping to your high performance, and therefore you're overproducing a lot of cortisol. And cortisol is what we call one of the major stress hormones. And when it's consistent, it can have a wearing effect on the body. And about 35% of athletes deal with anxiety and depression and so forth.
You know what? I was going to just interrupt you, because I was going to say I looked this up before the show, and I was kind of shocked to see that, there was a big old, data shows that 35% of the athletes, just like you said, suffer from mental health. But a lot of people only think of it as like, are you depressed? Are you suffering from anxiety? We don't think about eating disorders. We don't think about burnout. We don't think about the other parts of it.
Because, I had a great professor, and he used to say, it's never about what it's about. So, in fact, that's part of the title of my new book. And therefore, we know that when somebody says, I'm anxious, and they are anxious, they're having test anxiety, for example, they can't take a test, or they're saying, or they can't perform, or whatever, or the ideas of being perfect become so important that it overrides their performance. They can't be perfect. I mean, not to say this is true for Naomi Osaka, but she has told us, or we know about her, that she's not as comfortable on clay courts. She's not as comfortable on grass courts. So, these things would produce more anxiety for her. And, of course, those are the courts coming up. She doesn't like to be criticized by reporters, which she has also told us. And, of course, if she goes into a meeting before a game where there's a bunch of reporters asking her questions, it's raising her anxiety because, if, as I said, with her father as her coach, or one of her coaches and her early coach, a father who can't even watch her games because he's so invested in her performance, she has this need for his approval, for his love, and for being perfect. So when she says she's anxious, we're looking at the sport. When she says she's depressed, we're looking at the sport.
And it's really about the father right now, it
seems
seems
like.
It
may be other things, It's never about what it's about. So when we talk about depression, what are we really talking about? Depression is often anger turned inwards. Not always, but often. Because you're put in a position of feeling things that you have no control over. And as a young person, as a child, who has control, mother and father. And so if they are controlling, if they're our coach, and they're controlling for an extraordinary amount of time into adulthood, then we are often put in a position where we can't individuate. We can't come forward and tell them how we feel because we don't want to lose their approval. We need them for our performance. We want to be perfect for them, and so we take it out on ourselves. We become anxious and we become depressed. And every athlete enters into a high alert state. Many call it a zone when they're playing sports and competing in a stressful situation with everybody watching them. And so they're in what we call flight or fight. So they're very much, even the whole idea of sports is a continuum, really, of our need to compete and our need to have an outlet for fight or flight. So it's really, in a certain way, built into us. Even that sense of community that we feel. We say, oh, this is my team. This is my team. And I'm invested in my team, and you're invested in your team, and we may bet against each other or argue with each other or whatever, but it's an extension, really, of our biology, if you will. And so there's so many things that go into this, but the sports, the tennis, women's tennis, has really done a pretty good job of making available for many reasons, for really good reasons, of access to mental health professionals if you get into trouble, including the day of a match. So, as I said, it's never about what it's about. And if we think about it, like I loved Bjorn Borg's, he said, this may not be the sport for Naomi. And I have to applaud her for what she's done because she is focusing on herself and she's not pushing through it. She's saying, no, I don't want to do it. I'm stopping now. That could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. But for her, I applaud her doing a thing one way or the other. And by taking time off, and if she goes into therapy and figures out what it is about, then she could adapt differently and compensate for the things that are making her anxious and making her stressed and causing depression, and then come back happier and healthier and more able to perform.
And Andrew,
you can't change the whole game around her problem. You can't say, I myself, as a psychologist, don't think it's a great idea to stress people out before they have to perform by asking them questions and putting them under further anxiety. On the other hand, would you really watch so much tennis if it wasn't in context? If you're just watching a ball go back and forth and you don't have a relationship with the players and you don't feel connected or invested in them, then you may not watch it that often, in which case there's not enough marketing, there's not enough advertising, there's not enough money. You don't get, she's a top player making $52 million a year, but there are many players who aren't top players, and they need those marketing deals, and they need the press to build them a profile so that they are out there and people think about them. And so, you can't change the whole game because she has a problem. And she's become a little activist, which also tells you, in my mind, that a lot of stuff is going on that has nothing to do with tennis. And she protests, and she's an activist, and she had a very rough Instagram exchange over one of her buddies that she liked, and I don't know Nicki Minaj, but evidently she is very fond of her, and put down some other girl on Instagram for her feeling not giving enough respect to Nicki Minaj or whatever, competing with Nicki Minaj. But you can see that she is shy in certain instances and uncomfortable and not in others. And she can walk out on a tennis court and wear a mask and protest, or even, if you remember, a game was canceled. She canceled a semifinal in protest. So I go back to my little statement that my professor said to me. It's never about what it's about. We have to look deeper. She needs to look deeper. And I would recommend therapy and time off. And in the end, she can't change the sport. Not right. If I know a person who's an alcoholic and they go to and their job is selling beer, you can't tell them that nobody can buy beer anymore because they're an alcoholic. They've got to solve their problem, and that's the same here. You can't change this. She had this comment. She felt she was like an empty vessel for change. But she's 23 years old, and you have to look inside first. And you have to change yourself and deal with yourself before you can change the outer world. It's kind of the problem that we're seeing right now in, this idea that if I speak about my problems, I'm solving my problems. That's not really true. Talk therapy is a great idea, but it needs other parts. It needs a therapist, a person to guide you through it. It needs behavior modification, helping you overcome your problem and the paralysis of your problem. And then many times, and it takes medication. Sometimes depends what your problem is. Sometimes it takes group therapy. But at the end of the day, just talking about your problem isn't the answer. It's one good approach, but it's not alone. It's not an island. It needs other pieces to work. Otherwise, every time, I heard a very important person talk about how she had all these childhood injuries, psychic injuries, and she did. And she became a very important person in the world, and she did. And she was asked, did you have therapy? Oh, never, she said. My girlfriend is my therapist. Well, a girlfriend loves you, or a boyfriend loves you, and they can't be your therapist. They can't be objective. They can't be the ones to mirror to you what's really going on. They're not professional. They don't know really what to look for. That's number one. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Number two, if you're a high-profile person, they have an agenda in the relationship, and they don't want to lose your friendship. So, and going on TV and talking about your problems makes reality television out of real issues that should be discussed with a professional who knows how to guide you through them. Hence the title of my other book, The Only Way Out is Through. That doesn't mean you can't be your own guide, but you have to know how to access help when you need it. And you have to have an objective person who has a contained environment in which you can be completely vulnerable. Doing therapy on television is very self-conscious. You can't be completely vulnerable. And not only that, but it may have terrible results in the long run, because ultimately you start becoming embarrassed and you feel self-conscious about the things you revealed in these moments where, when you're on television making money on your mental health issues, then you feel you have to come forward with some issues. And then you look back over the years and you're humiliated and embarrassed about the things you did and the things you said for this unholy alliance of money and salary or mental problems. So, we can't always use that even though we do have mental issues, Freud had a great line. He said, the cost for civilization is neurosis, meaning we all have to disown parts of ourselves to walk in the world, to be living in community. We can't just do anything we want when we want to. We can't punch a policeman in the nose when we don't want a ticket. We have to sit there and take the ticket. So at the end of the day, we have to build a strong central core in our children and help our athletes find that strong emotional core so they can cope. They can cope with the anxiety of a press conference. They can cope with an anxiety of being in an arena like a gladiator and having everybody watch them. And and really the idea of having a parent as your coach, a parent who's so invested that he can't even watch you and be in the stands most of the time because he takes it so personally.
Man, Dr. Gross, it kind of this is a very simplistic way. I hope I kind of caught everything that you're saying, but it's not necessarily, like you said, it's never about what it's about. But it also says, like, when I think about the athletes, among the professional athletes, 35% of them suffering from depression or eating disorders, anxiety. It's kind of like, it feels like it's not really, you're not what you do. You are who you are. And it's like some of these athletes are repressed and they don't figure out who they are. They are what they do. And I think that,
Donnie, that's a brilliant, brilliant assessment, and I couldn't have done better. That's perfect. That's exactly right.
Thank you. Thank you so
what
much.
What is an eating disorder? I mean, it's a certain control. It's a certain control over your food, just like a child that won't potty train. A lot of that is a need for control. That one thing they can control is their elimination. So at the end of the day, a person who is feeling out of control when they're young becomes what when they grow up? Controlling. And so what do? They want to control the press conference. They want to control people not asking them critical questions. They want to control their PR. At the end of the day, the one thing we do know when we get healthy is that everything is really out of our control. We're all terminal, and nobody's getting out alive. And so at the end of the day, we have to learn how to walk in the world, how to be in touch with our feelings, how to discover, the real journey is not in space. It's not in the ocean. It's in the brain, because we have to discover who we really are. There's so many parts of ourselves that we're unaware of that actually have a lot to do with our behavior. And so if we find ways to rest ourselves, to relax our brains, and get in touch with our feelings, for example, through meditation, a lot of sports athletes today use creative visualization before they ever walk out on a field or on a court. And they play the game in their brain, and they understand how they're going to react in this situation or that situation. So they're using their brains to help them, and you have to first be able to relax. What does Naomi tell us that her father says to her? He tells her to relax, and that really is true. We need to find ways to calm our minds so we can hear what our unconscious mind is trying to tell us, so that we can hear what's really bothering us.
Dr. Gail Gross, I appreciate your time more than anybody. I had a great time. I hope everybody learned a lot out there. How to Build Your Baby's Brain. It's on the New York Times bestseller book. It's been 2 years, #1 book for young people and children and parents. The only way out is through. And don't forget, she's also writing another book. It's never about what it's about. Dr. Gross, I hope you have a blessed day and have a great weekend.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you, Johnny. And also my website is www.drgailgross.com, and I'm starting tomorrow to write for Psychology Today, and I write for Thrive Global and Huffington Post.
Well, have a blessed one, and we'll be checking you out. That's Dr. Gross. We'll be back in 2 Shake Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear it's time to trade up to a Kia at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. What you got for me?
We got it all for you, Randy, at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. 2021 Kia Forte, $129 a month. 2021 Kia Soul, $137 a month. Both at $39.79 due at signing. And built in America, 2021 Kia K5, $169 per month, only $29.99 due at signing, and all 36-month lease.
Plus, every Gossett Kia comes with the leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, or gosh, you could be from anywhere, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month lease, 0 security deposit, $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte ME 3716, MSRP 20,930, Soul M71 44946, MSRP 20,515, K5 MGO 21674, MSRP 26170, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
As physicians, we know that what we do now will affect the future for us all.
The COVID-19 vaccine is now available. It's safe and very effective, and it's a great defense against coronavirus.
But we still need to continue to mask up, socially distance, and get tested.
Getting vaccinated will help us all get back to some semblance of normalcy.
Let's get vaccinated and tell your friends and family to do the same.
Memphis and Shelby County, get vaccinated. It's our best shot.
Memphis, it's official. Crab Kings is where it's at. The best seafood with 7 flavors to choose from. Try the shrimp and chicken pasta. Now available is the salmon and fried lobster pasta, snow crabs, king crab, dungeons, and more. Don't forget about the calamari, shrimp, and lobster. The portion, the price, the taste. Only at Crab King. Visit us at CrabKingTN.com. Crab King Seafood and Pasta. East Memphis location now open till midnight for carry out. Memphis favorites.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. The first hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com. Now, here is your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
If my words did glow.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Thanks, Gabe. I needed to come back to a little dead and some ripple. Definitely needed that.
I'm always looking out for you, man.
Looking out for me, man. I appreciate it. We're going to talk a whole lot of stuff. We got to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Guess what he's going to do? Well, he's going to do magical things. He continues to pitch great. He continues to mash home runs. And he hit like a 500 foot. Can't even talk now. Never been that quiet that long.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, that's the truth. That is the deadgum truth. But my man Shohei is going to be in the home run derby at the All-Star game. I like that. A big man coming in there to rake. I can't wait to see it. Now, speaking of big man raking, they got sizes from little wee tiny kids all the way up to the extra wides. Gabe, Josh, y'all can shop there, and I'm talking Frontier Western Store. They love you. They also have the largest boot showroom in the world. They got Carhartt Ariat for the men. They got beautiful, beautiful stuff for the ladies, even a ladies' boutique. You can head on down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. They're open 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 6 on Sunday, and you can shop 24/7, 365 at FrontierWesternStore.com. They ship their orders within 24 hours from purchase.
Just like everything Shohei Ohtani does, participating in the home run derby is historical for two reasons. He's the first Japanese player to ever participate in the home run derby. Also will be the first pitcher.
Whoa. That's pretty dope right there. Shohei,
of course.
Shohei is pretty dope. By the way, we're coming back to talk with Alex Kuhn about football bowl information. Yes, people are saying that they might have to, because of the college football playoff, have to eliminate 4 to 10 bowls. That was Brett McMurphy. I don't understand 10.
I understand 4 because
You're taking away 18
because they're adding 4 college football playoff games. I understand that.
So that's
5 through 10, I don't understand. I don't know why they'd have to eliminate all that many. But I guess we'll figure out more as we actually get the rule implemented.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I can't wait for it. Plus, we're going to talk about Ray Allen, 8 years ago today, made the shot in the corner. What did it have to do on LeBron James's career? What about my man Tim Duncan's career? Think about it. Kawhi Leonard would have another ring. It's a big, big conversation. I'll talk about that on the other side. Plus, we got some Hardwood because it feels so good. To all the fathers out there, please have a happy Father's Day weekend. We'll be back in 2 shakes. This is Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Summer in Memphis is hot and humid. Match that with an inefficient air conditioner, and that equals less comfort inside your home and higher utility bills. Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. If you're frustrated with your current HVAC system, then let us give you a free estimate to make you and your family more comfortable this summer. Right now, Choates and Carrier are offering 60 months no-interest financing on select Carrier HVAC systems. If you're not ready to purchase a new system yet and need Freon to get you through the summer, then go to our website for our half-off 1 pound of Freon coupon. If your system hasn't received a maintenance yet, Choates is also offering their $20.99 AC tune-up. So turn to the experts with Choates and call 347-8086 today to take advantage of these specials. And remember, Choates, let our family serve your family.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Choose your ride during the 4th of July sales event on now at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Indulge yourself in 2021 Chrysler 300 Touring, $419 a month. Get performance and power like no other with 2021 Dodge Challenger XST, $447 a month. Plus rugged 2021 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab, $479 a month. And 2021 Fiat 500X Pop all-wheel drive gets 30 MPG Highway, $25,680 or $349 a month. So drive past the rest and come to the best, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost finance through Chrysler, 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down, pop. MP 889607, MSRP 28,680, 300 MH 566,859, MSRP 34,115, Challenger MH 58,6605, MSRP 33,130, 1,500 MS 548,140, MSRP 36,425, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/21 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. I'm often called Shell Done because I sell homes and work with buyers and I get the job done. There are 7 keys to successfully selling your home quickly at a great price. First, call me. I do my research and advise you on preparation, presentation, and proper pricing that gets you the activity to get the best price. Follow my advice and it can happen. I did mention 7 keys to a successful sale, didn't I? Well, if you use the first key, calling or emailing me, you really don't need the next 6 keys. Remember, that's Sheldon Rosengarten at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. If you don't need me now, write it down for later or for a friend. That's Sheldon at 483-0546 at MemphisRelocate.com. Do it now, and who knows, you may hear your home advertised here. Remember, as bad a golfer as I am, when selling homes, Shell Done gets it done.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Yo, 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 welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Gabe Coons in the house. We're going to talk to his little bro, Alex Coon, or is he your big bro? Compare, like,
come on,
size.
So, okay, that's what you were talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about your size.
You know he's older than me.
He's my he's my big homie because he's bigger than me, but he's your little homie because you're a lot bigger than him. We don't go by age around here. We go by waist size. I'm just playing.
So what about you to me?
Oh,
you're my little homie?
I'm your extra little homie. What is that dude? What do they call him? The little dude, I think it's in Star Wars. No, man. I'm Alf. You remember that? A little bit.
I thought when you said Star Wars, I figured you're talking Yoda.
Or Yoda. Yeah, that's who I was trying to think of. I said Alf. Is Yoda? Okay.
No.
I just screwed them up. I can't. I've never watched Star Wars.
No. You thought Alf was in Star Wars.
That's what
that
popped
is
in
something.
my head. That just popped in my head.
That is something.
I remember he was a little alien or something, or a little. Man, now I don't even know what Alf was. What is Alf?
He's some type of. Wasn't he like a puppet?
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Was he on the Muppet Babies?
I don't know, man. Let me.
Man, you know what?
90136.
So.
This is bad.
All of the Star Wars.
You would know more about Alf. I'm gonna look it up for you though.
Well, was it during my time?
A release in '86.
Oh, great!
The original.
Yes. That's probably where it came from. I didn't see Star Wars, yo.
He was an alien life form, so that's what Alf stood for. Stood for. Wow.
And by the way,
he had his own show.
He had his own show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not part of the Muppet Babies?
No, he was just Alf.
By the way, just to look at all the things that you learn on Sports 56 Happy Hour on a beautiful Friday, right before Father's Day, it's time to bring in my good buddy, Alex Coon. Alex, how is life treating you?
Not too bad, guys. How are you?
I'm doing good. I need a drink bad. I need a Tito's handmade vodka, fat vodka cranberry right now as quick as I can. I can't wait till 3 o'clock because it's been a very interesting day already. Now, how are you doing? Like, are you you're just doing good?
I've had better weeks, but glad it's coming to an end.
Okay.
Glad it's coming to an end.
Weekends,
nothing out of the ordinary.
The weekends upon it.
You know those weeks where just all the small things just go wrong?
Yeah. I definitely know those. I work with Johnny.
You guys know that. when you're doing this, you got to perform every day. That can throw you off your game a little bit.
No question.
I'm not complaining. It's just been one of those weeks.
No, I'm with you. So
I know what you mean.
I have to start here so we can. I mean, part of me wants to cry, part of me wants to laugh. But did you get a load of Cole Beasley yesterday and what he said about the NFLPA?
Yeah.
So basically, he was complaining. He was complaining about the NFLPA and their stance and what they have done in regards to COVID-19 protocol for unvaccinated versus vaccinated players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
no.
Do you think it was an absolute joke like me, or?
No, I don't know what he's talking about. I can't really make out what point he's making. But the NFL has made the stance of All right, yeah, you can go unvaccinated if you'd like. It's your choice, right? Like you want a
Right.
choice, it's your choice.
But you're gonna.
But if you don't, you have to continue to go through these protocols.
Yeah, you have to give up comfort.
Yeah, I don't understand what the controversy is.
So
you can decide not to get it, but if you do, you have to go through the protocols that you went through before. Is there some sort of what's see you want to get vaccinated and you don't want to get vaccinated, but you want to return to normal life? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and
it doesn't make sense.
Between he and Montez Sweat, they have had some of these are the stupidest take. I mean, they're just so dumb. It makes
Sam
no sense.
Darnold.
I have to break. Well, Sam Darnold just said he was unvaccinated. He didn't really say. He said it's my choice and I need more information or whatever. But did you see real quick, Johnny? Did you see Cole Beasley's tweet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, for people that don't know, this is what he said. The Players Association is a joke. Call it something different. It's not for the players. Everyone gives me the 98% of people who are vaccinated don't get COVID again. The odds of me getting in the NFL and playing for 10 years are lower than that, and I'm here. Wow. Okay? Like, what's your point?
Apples and oranges, brother.
I don't understand. That's not even a comparison to draw. Some of these takes.
I said it just doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of things that don't make sense, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the article that was on Saturday Down South that says, if the college football playoff started with a 12-team format back in 2014, the Big Ten would be the leader in total appearances. So?
Like, wait, hold on. There's another one. Like, what point are you making?
I don't know. Like, hey, we had the 5th through 12th best team in the country that year.
That the Big Ten has a lot of really good but not great programs. Yeah, I think we already knew that.
I agree.
I don't. Oh man, we just need to have. You guys should have a segment every day or every week, just taking these narratives and drawing it, just explaining how little sense they make.
Yeah,
because that one, I don't understand what that fact is supposed to tell us.
Cutting through the garbage. You just got to cut through all these garbage narratives that have been coming out. Those first two, and honestly, we're off to a hot start. First two things we bring up with you have been just absolutely awful. What else?
Hey, I got another album. Hey, Brett McMurphy saying that.
Oh yeah, there's another.
Okay, so since there's a 12, there's a 12-team format.
8 extra teams.
8 extra teams. He says that you're going to have to now remove 4 to 10 bowl games. I don't understand the math. Can you explain Brett McMurphy's tweet?
4 to 10 bowl
4 I get.
4 I get because it's 8 teams. That's 4 games.
Because there's 4 extra games. I understand cutting 4 bowls.
How do you take 20 teams out?
Are you going to have enough bowls at said point if you cut 5 or more?
For Friday
eligible for bowl eligible teams?
Yeah, 4 sounds about right. I don't know where the 10's coming from, but are they basically is that an admission from college football that they're some of these lower tier bowl games are not making money, and after a year, a COVID year, they don't have enough money to sustain to go forward? I don't know,
maybe.
but that 4 sounds like the right number to me.
I guess that's a thought. Although they did just add the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. The
Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl is going to be like the premier Christmas bowl game. If you remember, so the bowl lineup every year, you guys know that like the Las Vegas Bowl up until this year has been the number 1 Mountain West team against the number 5 Pac-12 team. And it was played pre-Christmas. It was like the best pre-Christmas bowl game. Well, now it's a Big Ten tie-in, and now the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl is going to basically be what the Las Vegas Bowl was, which was the number 1 Mountain West against the number 5, Pac-12. So it's going to be a pretty good. That's going to be a pretty good bowl game.
You know what's weird though to me is it's because it's. Like Jimmy Kimmel, like how is it that he went from the Man Show with was it Adam Carolla, He now has his own show. He has a complete different image. But back during the Man Show, they were drinking beers. Hot women would come out. I'm sure you watched it back in the day, didn't you?
Every once in a while, I wasn't. That might have been a little bit before my time, but I don't want to say that out loud.
Okay,
a little bit
before your time. But it's just weird because Jimmy Kimmel, like Adam Carolla, is considered like very misogynistic in all kinds of ways, and he can't get a job. But Jimmy Kimmel's getting a bowl named after him. It's just kind of weird.
If you had a bowl named after you, Johnny, what would it be? The Johnny Radio. What bowl?
The White
Tito's
Widow
bowl.
Special.
Ooh,
The
Tito's
Lemon
bowl.
Drop Bowl. Come on.
The
Lemon Drop Bowl.
Oh, dude, when life
Really,
hands you
just
lemons,
too easy.
make a
No
lemon
need to
drop.
overthink it.
Yeah, that was tough for me.
You know what,
right there.
Alex? This is why we need you on more often, man. We need to get. How about 3 times a week? What do you think?
3 times a week.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right, I got to ask you about baseball because I know your co-host Todd loves baseball. How is he feeling about what's going on with the smackdown on the sunscreen and resin, the spider tack, the no foreign substance for pitchers? We saw Tyler Glasnow say that basically this led right to his injury. How is he handling this? Is he is he happy that this happened? Is he disappointed that it happened in the middle of the season because it didn't give pitchers the opportunity to at least learn and adjust? What does Todd think about it, and what do you think about it?
I think a lot of people are skeptical, but did anybody, when Tyler Glasnow came out and said that he felt like it led directly to his injury, did anybody else catch the fact that he just openly proved the point of Mike Schilt and several other players, that he just openly admitted to cheating?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of pitchers that have come out and flat out said they use it. I mean, heck,
Well, when you listen to Tyler Glasnow's thing, did you find it as educational as I found it? And did you agree with some of his points? I think some of them were valid, obviously. As far as the substance he admitted to using, that's a deeper issue that I think needs to be discussed.
Here's the thing. Okay, look at the Tampa Bay Rays and look at their pitching staff. And I was watching them. I was just watching a random Saturday game a couple of months ago, or a month and a half ago, and we were watching one of their young left-handed starters, Shane McClanahan, pitching. If you haven't seen him pitch, you haven't seen their entire staff pitch. It's something to behold, because I'm watching this guy, and he's throwing 99. And his two-seam fastball is tailing a good 6 inches.
Yep.
And his slider is 92 and just falling off the table. And I'm like, this guy is throwing a wiffle ball. I'm like, the movement that he is getting on this ball is absurd. And when you look at certain teams and you see a guy like Rich Hill, who's 41 years old, going there, and now all of a sudden he's having a resurgence and having an outstanding year as a starter, and Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell go to another team in San Diego, and he's having a terrible year. It just makes you wonder, because that's what Trevor Bauer was one of the first people to call this out. He's accused Garrett Cole, he's accused the Houston Astros of doctoring the baseball to improve the spin rate, and he's like, just look at the careers of the players when they go to Houston. And I have to say the same thing for Tampa, because it's starting to become a trend, and that's what I wonder. I hear everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing something that's illegal, but I kind of wonder. It kind of reminds Todd made a good analogy the other day, and I think anybody who's driven on Memphis highways will understand this. Yeah, some people are going 5 to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, and some people are going 50 to 60 miles per hour over the speed limit. And then there's the guy on the motorcycle who's weaving in and out of traffic, going about $150. And there's got to be levels to all of this, and I wonder if a crackdown in general may actually, is this going to be the thing that increases offense? The rule changes that they've been trying to implement for so long, or have been tinkering around with in the minor leagues and in the Atlantic League, they're so hokey. Like they'd never were something that I think a lot of people took seriously. And with Mike Schilt, and Josh Donaldson, some of these other players coming out and this crackdown happening, I'm just wondering if now we're going to see more offense.
This has been happening for so long. You look back through the history of the MLB, there are legendary pitchers who use substances on their hands. That's just the truth of the matter.
From spitballs to
literally,
now spider tack.
Yes, and you just look at the history of baseball. This is all over it. And yes, it's a black mark, no question. But I do believe, listening to Tyler Glasnow, I understand what you said about the Rays pitching staff, and there's a trend there. But I do understand what he's saying about sort of there's a difference between trying to get a grip on the ball and trying to make your curveball break 5 more inches. There's a difference in that, and I don't know if the MLB left it open enough for that until they get to the offseason. I thought making the change in the middle of the season was probably a little bit too soon, a little quick, a little sudden for some guys, because I think in the offseason they're going to have to make adjustments.
Yeah, and that's the next part of this. First off, in the middle of the season, I agree, probably a little too sudden. Here's the problem. They were going to have a PR crisis on their hands.
Right.
They knew it because the entire league was going to start squawking. And you already, as soon as Mike Schilt and the Giovanni Gallegos incident happened, they were in between a rock and a hard place because Mike Schilt opened that Pandora's box, and you're not putting the toothpaste back in the tube because there are a lot of hitters that feel a certain type of way about what is going on with these players using foreign substance. And I think I'm glad you drew that distinction because hopefully, Major League Baseball, the Players Association, in the offseason, by the way, they have to come up with a new CBA in the offseason. Right? They've got to sit at the negotiating table, come up with a substance that everybody can agree on that helps you get a grip on the baseball, whether that's pine tar, whether that's allowing the bullfrog, sunscreen, and rosin. Because right now, rosin is the only thing you can use. Come up with a substance that most people can agree on that doesn't create 7 more inches break on your slider, that actually does help get a grip on the baseball and make it legal, allow pitchers to use it. It just seems like common sense here, but we do know that Major League Baseball and common sense don't usually go hand in hand.
Very true. And sorry, just think about the offensive explosion yesterday. Only 2 teams didn't score 10 runs. 8 games scored 10 runs or more. 1 scored 10, 1 scored 11, 4 scored 12, and 2 scored 13. So obviously, hitters are seeing the baseball better.
Yeah, and that I know people are taking the small sample size already and saying, "Wow, well the offense has kind of gone up a little bit." That's why I'm not ready to call that a trend yet because it has been a little bit of a small sample size. But when's the date? Is it Monday where they're supposed to really start cracking down on this? We're gonna find out very quickly what type of effect, if any, this is going to have on offense and pitching the rest of the year.
So real quick, and before we get you out of here, we got to get to the break. I have to ask you this because you have a bunch of friends who are Bears fans, and I know we're all over the place, but you have a bunch of friends that are Bears fans, and what Matt Nagy said earlier in the week about how there is a 0% chance, there's no way that Justin Fields could win that job in any circumstance. What did you think of that?
Well, he said that Andy Dalton's the guy, and that's who they're going to stick to the plan. And look, I'm not surprised by that. I'm not. This is the same thing happened with Mitchell Trubisky. And here's what I know about the Chicago market and the Bears. That won't last long. Will Andy Dalton be the starter week 1? Yeah, maybe. Most likely. Will he be the starter week 6? Yeah, no way. I don't see how the media, the fan base would let that organization get away with. There would be such an uproar as soon as they lose their first game, as soon as Andy Dalton throws 3 or 4 interceptions and looks terrible. And honestly, right now, it's the crazy thing is the OTAs are going on at House Hall in Chicago, and you get the reports. Well, Andy Dalton didn't look great, and Justin Fields looked better than Andy Dalton. You don't say. Well, that's because Justin Fields is better at football than Andy Dalton is. There's not a single person who would watch those two play at practice or at a lunchtime or at a elementary school recess, wherever they're playing, and think that Andy Dalton was better than Justin Fields. The question is he ready? And what is the plan? Like, I keep hearing about this plan. What is that plan?
I'm just confused as to why he would close the book on it immediately. Just shut it down completely off. Like and let me get the other side of that. You look at Kyle Shanahan and what he said about Trey Lance. He said, ideally, we want to sit him for a year. We have a guy in Jimmy that we trust. But I wouldn't rule anything out. And Matt Nagy's like, nope, no chance. He won't start. Absolutely not. It makes me lose confidence in Matt Nagy. And I've already lost a bunch. I'll say that much.
Doesn't it kind of feel very Jeff Fisher-like?
Yes.
Where he's like, no, I will not play the better player because then everybody would know that I'm probably not that good of a coach. We'll wait till next year to play Trey Mason or whoever.
Whoever it was.
Whoever. We'll go 4-12. But then in the offseason, after we go 4-12, hey, look, guys, we got a bunch of young players who are coming up who probably should have played last year but didn't because
and I asked Johnny
I didn't want them to.
It's like the buying time sort of thing. Like, oh, well, we have this talented quarterback. I know that I'm on the hot seat. I want to play the worst player so the expectations aren't as high. So I don't know. It's just that's where my mind went. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but we'll see.
Alex, I appreciate your time. It's Friday. I hope you enjoy life. I know you got your show from 4 to 6 with Todd Brommelkamp. Make sure you check it out at KGYM Radio. Or if you're up in the big north, Alex, have a blessed Friday, and make sure you call your dad on Sunday.
See ya.
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.
That's the most respect I've gotten in a long time.
You get called sir a lot?
Only by Josh the first day. Well, actually, yeah, for some reason, all the interns, they always first start off with, like, Mr. Harden or Mr. John. I'm like, nope, Johnny, whatever, idiot. Just
don't call me sir.
Don't call me
or
Mr. That's my dad still. I still feel young. I know I'm a granddad, but hey, I'm a young granddad. Whatever y'all do, enjoy your Father's Day weekend, but make sure you remember this. Maybe your dad needs to sell his house. I got a number for you. Jot this down. Give it to him on Father's Day. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. As simple as that. Seriously, guaranteed to close in 5 days. You pick up the phone, 901-406-1101. I just sold your house. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Coming back with some Hardenwood. We got Kim K. We got Michael P. Ryan, who can't shoot a beer. By the way, Drake, Michael B. Jordan, Jared Dudley, LeBron James, and J.R. Smith are all hanging out. This is true. Where are they hanging out? I'll tell you on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Are you considering replacing your heating and air conditioning system this spring? Conway Services and Carrier have teamed up to make now the perfect time with Visa gift cards back from Carrier for up to $1,500 on select Carrier Infinity systems. If you happen to need 2 new systems, that'd be up to $3,000 in Visa cards. Now that'd come in handy. If that's not enough, we'll include an April air cleaner to help remove dust from your home, a 10-year parts warranty, and a free Nest thermostat. Plus, you know, with Conway Services, we have easy payment plans with systems as low as $139 per month. Now you could do that. And you know with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Hey, Bubba. Thanks for selling my house.
Hey, Bubba. Thanks for selling my house.
Everybody knows Bubba.
That's me, Bubba Sandiford with Emmett Baird Realty. I'm a member of the Multi-Million Dollar Club, and I'm also in the top 10% of producing agents in the city. Call me today for a free, no-obligation market evaluation of your home. 901-319-0747.
Are you putting your house on the market? I have your hustler. Are you looking for your dream home? I have your man. Hey Bubba, RE.com. That's HeyBubbaRE.com. Bubba Sandifer, Emmett Baird Realty.
Swerving, speeding, and reckless driving can leave you in your own dust. Drag racing has its consequences. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. So slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
Hey Mid-South, we're ready to wow you at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike with the Enjoy Your Summer in Style sales event, and there's no better road trip than in a new ride. Get 40 MPG Highway with 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, $14,735 or $189 a month. Need a little extra room? 7-passenger 2020 Outlander with Tri-Zone Climate Control, $349 a month. Plus 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $25,975 or $299 a month. All powered by a stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 500 military rebate, G4 stock number MHF 06284, MSRP 17735, Outlander NZO 11927, MSRP 30540, Cross NZ 004494, MSRP 27725, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/21. Dealer stock only.
Corky's is your home for authentic Memphis barbecue. Our dining rooms are open, or stop by our speedy drive-thru. Order your party packs today, starting at only $5.99 per person.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Memphis 10 Hefe Josh Crawford's in the house. Got Gabe Kuhn. We're chilling like villains. It is Friday. I hope life is going extremely well for you. Don't forget, though, there's some big news out there in the sports world. We're about to get to Hardwood, but before we do, I need to remind you of this. It is very, very important. Tonight, is Ben Simmons going to absolutely screw it, the 76ers, because he can't hit a free throw, he can't do anything offensively? Or is he going to be that dog, that physical specimen who can go down and shut down maybe some Trae Young, maybe turn some defense into offense? We know he can't make a shot from the free throw line, but dadgummit, he's got to turn defensive possessions into offensive possessions. He's got to get out in front and run. Now, also, tonight, Mike Conley, out. Kawhi Leonard, out. Donovan Mitchell banged up. The Jazz Clippers, 9 o'clock tonight. The Clip are one game away from not clipping. They can go ahead and take this series at home in Los Angeles. Jazz are going to be playing desperate. They got to win this bad boy to push it to a Game 7 and go back to Utah. We'll see what happens. 2 elimination possibilities. The Hawks can close it out. The Clip can close it out. What will happen? Don't forget, Boston made a big move today. Kemba Walker's going to OK City. Hal Horford, who cares, going up to Boston. Interesting things going on. We're seeing what Brad Stevens is now doing as the front office. And Shohei Ohtani is going to hit in the All-Star game. That is some big news. But you know what this segment's about? It's about Hardwood, and we're about to head down there. But before we do, I want to remind you, Brian Elder Roofing Solutions, check it out. Your Memphis roofing repair professional, residential, commercial, he's got it all. If he says you got a claim, guarantee you this, you have a claim. Go to brianelderroofing.com. That's brianelderroofing.com. Or call him at 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Oh. Holy cow. So I asked y'all right before the break, where can you find Michael B. Jordan? He's the actor. Michael B. Jordan, not Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Drake. Jared Dudley. LeBron James. J.R. Smith. Where can you find them all hanging out at?
I don't know.
A Sierra Canyon basketball game.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh yeah, he's watching Bronny." Let me tell you, I don't believe that. I think they're watching Omari Bailey's mother. Have you seen this perfect 10?
No, I have not.
Let me tell you something. She's sitting right in between Michael B. Jordan and Drake, and they're both like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" Man, I'm telling you right now, they aren't there to see Bronny. Drake went to 2 straight games. By the way, the Drake curse lives. Drake's gone to 2 games. They've lost both of them. The Drake curse is back, people. Or I don't know if it ever really left. But, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And I will say, I think more people are going to be at those Sierra Canyon games, and it's not necessarily going to be because of Bronny. Now, Kim K came out today and said that she has an apology to give to Chris Humphries. Can I say duh? Dude, you left him like 72 days. You married him, 72 days of marriage, you leave him. So then she goes on the Andy Cohen show. Did you see any of this interview?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, to me, it's funny because she went on there and she's like, "Oh, I was totally wrong the way I left Chris Humphries." Then she goes on and basically says that the reason that she left him, and I think that it was worse, like, let it be in our imagination. You know what I mean? Like, let us kind of draw our own conclusions. You were only married 72 days. Chris Humphries was very, very sad. In fact, he's so mad that in 2015, they said they ran into each other. He totally looked at me, wouldn't speak to me, basically just kind of had a scowl on his face. Well, Kim K, I can understand why. Again, you did divorce him 72 days after you walked down the aisle. And then she went on to say the reason she divorced him. One, she said, "I realized just before we were to get married that I didn't want to marry him, but I didn't want to be looked at as a runaway bride." She then said, "I should have listened to my mother who said he's not right for you." And she said, "When did I find out it was totally wrong? Our first night of our honeymoon in Italy." You just roasted him again on a national stage. When did I realize it was wrong? Our first night of our honeymoon in Italy.
All right, I have a question. Who's right for Kim K?
Who's right for Kim K?
If he's wrong and Kanye's wrong, who's right? Anyone?
Johnny Radio. Hitting
Bueller?
Bueller. Man,
Johnny Radio.
I'm telling you right now, you can hit me up.
Her DMs might be open. You could slide.
No, dude, I doubt that. But I will tell you something. One other little thing I want to say. Do you know Kylie Jenner, what I found out today?
What'd you find out?
She's a billionaire.
Oh, you just found that out?
Dude, she's like 24, maybe?
Well, but she's got like the makeup line.
Dude, there's a lot of makeups out there. Are all the makeup people billionaires?
Well, but the Kardashian-Jenner clan makes more money off their makeup than any other makeup brand, really. Truthfully. They launch it themselves.
So she's worth more money than Kim Kardashian?
I'm not sure. Kim K might be up there, too.
Dude, as many times as she's got divorced, people get half. Or maybe she made some money off Kanye. I don't know. Or will make money off Kanye. Speaking of Italy, isn't Kanye in Italy with his girl?
Yeah. Ivana Sheikh.
Ivana Sheikh? Is that really her name?
I think so.
Wow.
I think I might be right.
That's a very interesting thing. I got sad news for you, by the way, though. But it has to do, it's not sad. But Lala, Anthony, and Carmelo are filing for divorce. Kind of goes perfectly with the Kim K situation because we just talked about the divorce from Chris Humphries. Lala has come out and said this, though. After being together for 16 years, they're finally calling it quits. They have a son, so they're going to do it amicably. They say the problems, though, is he cheated on her. There were tons of rumors about him cheating on her. And he said that this is not a joke. This is how cool this dude is. Or I don't know if I would say cool, but this is how rich he is. When the rumors about him cheating came out, do you know what he did? He flew his girlfriend to London, so they could cheat in London because she can't come around the corner in London if she's in the United States. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, yo.
It's a different level of people.
That is a different level of people, is it not? So Carmelo, he was cheating, but if you were going to say he was cheating, that's what ended their divorce. At least he was cheating in style. Man, it took them to London. Speaking of London, did you see what happened yesterday in London?
No, I didn't. I don't know any of these stories today.
Soccer
I'm off
fans.
my game.
So soccer fans, you know there's like this soccer thing going on. What's it called?
The Euro.
The Euro? What is the
2020.
Euro? Sure.
It's 2021.
Wait, it's 2021.
Yeah, but it was supposed to go off in 2020 if they finally.
So we're still going to call it the 2020 Euro?
Yeah, that's what it. Yes, Euro 2020.
Dude, this just makes no sense. Soccer makes no sense to me either. Man, but you know what Scotland fans did? So Scotland was playing in London. Guess what? It's the oldest rivalry, by the way, in international soccer. Goes back like, I don't know how long soccer's been alive, but it goes way back there. But the Scotland fans took over London. They took over Piccadilly Circus, Oxford Town. They took, by the way, London's a dope place. Check it out. They took all this place over and partied like rock stars, played ball like all-stars, and you know the rest. It was absolutely a trip, and if you see it, they are like, it looks like a Macy's Day Parade, people like hanging out, but it was like, no, it was more like, you ever been to Mardi Gras? Mardi Gras on a ton of steroids, test prop, trend, all that good stuff. But you know what they were really on? I think Proper 12. Proper 12 was flowing hardcore in London yesterday because Scotland fans went bananas, and a bunch got arrested, and guess what happened in London streets? A bunch of brawls.
Fisticuffs.
The Scotlands and the Brits fighting all day long. I think that was, I don't know, that's just funny to me. Like, seeing the video of that, they take their soccer serious, yo.
Yeah, of course.
Do we take 100%. Any sport that serious? I mean, I know Suns Game 4 guy does.
So, not really. I think it's different. It's different here.
Do they have legal cannabis in London? Because they need to.
I mean, you're talking about countries, though.
They don't like each other.
You're talking about full countries with, I don't know. Like the U.S., soccer is always that sport where people just get really live and turned up at the games because it's just sort of not that much action, so they have to entertain themselves.
Speaking of soccer, do you want to know FIFA is now punishing Mexican soccer fans, was the Mexican soccer team, over their fans' anti-gay chants.
And throwing stuff at
the U.S. players and all this stuff. Yeah, their disciplinary committee came out there and fined them $60,000. They're just in some deep trouble. Check it out if you care about it. FIFA made a statement.
And let's stay. You want some good news?
I was about to give a soccer good news story, and it has to do with Christian Eriksen.
Oh, and that's where I was headed too.
You knew one story, brother. Go ahead and take it.
Denmark's Christian Eriksen, who, of course, in the 43rd minute of his game against Finland on June 12th, collapsed and had to be brought back to life. CPR, a heart-starting device. He had to get a defibrillator on him. He has been released from the hospital after undergoing a successful heart operation. So good for him. Very good news to hear that.
Man, that is great news. And by the way, that was pretty terrifying. Was it not?
Very, man.
Like, dude, they canceled the game. The dude I didn't think was going to make it, yo. And believe it or not, it was
They
weird.
were performing CPR on the field.
Okay, so you want to hear something weird about, like, I just walked in the door, and, of course, my TV's on ESPN. And I walked in right when it happened. And then, like, they cut it to the studio, and they're showing the three dudes that were hosting the thing, like some European dudes, I didn't know them, but they couldn't even talk. Like, they were like, just like, oh man, I don't even know what to say. Like, that was scary as all get out. So glad he's going to be all right. Speaking of scary as all get out, have you seen what Rays prospect Tyler Zombro put out?
He's the one who got hit in the head by the line drive, right?
Dude, he's the one who got hit in the head, hit the ground, started convulsing and bleeding from his damn skull.
Had to get surgery.
Had to not just get surgery, had brain surgery. And his whole head. Like, if you go and look at these, like, he went out and put it on his Instagram. He went out and put the pictures of it. They are so scary. Like, it is painful, is it not?
Looks like it.
Yeah, well, he almost died. He didn't. It's amazing. And he did come out and say, look, I might not be as fast, but I never was that fast. But I am going to do everything to get better. I am cracking jokes, but I am going to try to come back to the field and play. Can't wait to get back out there. I hope he can get back out there. This is a very serious injury, but nothing as serious as this. This is just horrible news. Sang-Ho Baek. Do you know who he is? He's a college baseball player. He was a freshman at George Mason. He got his arm injured. He hurt himself, and guess what? He battled through injuries all year, his coach said. He said he goes in to have Tommy John surgery and suddenly passed away due to complications with his surgery. Got a blood clot, and now is gone. That's just sad. Rest in peace. And I don't know. I've never heard anybody dying from Tommy John surgery, but I have heard people getting blood clots, and it's just a dangerous.
It's absolutely awful.
Horrible.
Here.
But you know what? There is some good news. Calvin Johnson's happy for Matt Stafford. But he also likes to say good things about Matt Stafford while punching the Lions right in the face, saying, I'm so happy for Matt Stafford, but it sucked they didn't let me go. He would have played a few more years, he said. He said also the franchise and him aren't on what you would say positive terms, but he didn't close the door that one day he might actually be kind to the franchise. But right now, he didn't hold that back anything. He basically said they wouldn't let him go. That's why he retired. He says, I'm not mad at Matt. I love Matt. He says, I'm happy for Matt. But he says one thing, I am not back in the family with the Lions or anything like that. It would have been nice if they just tried to resolve things and let me go. But that's neither here nor there anymore. Megatron, you still rich. You still a baller.
Question, is there any Lions greats that are actually really on good terms?
Barry Sanders, is he not?
Is he?
I don't know.
No,
Barry Sanders.
He retired early.
Yeah, he did actually.
But he may be on good terms with him, but he didn't stay around. You know what I mean?
Wow.
All the good players are either out of there or they retire early.
Dude, he left at 30 years old when he was still on top. He was still balling. By the way, think about Oklahoma State. They had Thurman Thomas and then Barry Sanders. How sick was that stable of backs? Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders. Just a little sidebar for you. Wow. Gabe, got another question for you, sir. So, how do I say this? Tom Brady. He is a very interesting dude. He's been kind of funny lately, tweeting Aaron Rodgers, kind of sparring back and forth.
You like his TikTok? I know you're a TikTok guy.
No, I hate his TikToks because he's breaking down his own plays. Hey guys, look how good I did on this play. Yeah, it was really
well.
Really
He
good.
made fun of him on made fun of himself on one with the fourth down thing where he thought it was fourth down, and it was a turnover already.
Yeah.
He lost
when
track
he was
of
holding
down.
his hands.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fourth down. It's fourth down. Wait. No,
he
no.
made fun of himself.
He did.
So
Okay.
they're not all highlights.
Dude, is he going to be a stand-up comic? Is he going to be on TV or something? Is he already getting ready for his next job? Come on. He'd be the worst stand-up comic
He would
ever.
be awful. He'd be terrible.
He's a great quarterback. But you know what he said? He came out and said, a lot of people for some reason are saying, oh, Tom Brady's going to play till he's 50 years old. And I'm like, damn, what are you on? 50? I know he's old, but dude, 5 more seasons, right? He's 45 right now. So that would be 5 more seasons. Bro, he ain't got that in there. I know one day he's going to eventually want to eat something fried. Maybe enjoy life with his supermodel wife.
He's 43 still.
Oh, he's 43.
He'll be 44 before the season starts, so 6
44.
more years.
6 more years? Nah, ain't happening. But he did shut that down. He says, I'm going to be able to obviously play this year, and God forbid anything happens, but play next year and then see what happens after that. If I still want to keep playing, I might be able to do that. And if that's enough, then that would be enough. He doesn't even make sense. By the way, his wife's been asking him to retire.
I'd say Giselle would not let that happen.
Giselle will divorce yours.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? She will leave you so fast. By the way, Johnny Radio, hit me up, Giselle. We can party. I'm Tom's age. I like this. We'd be a perfect couple. What do you think? I just don't have any money. I don't have any money, especially compared to Tom Brady. But no, he ain't gonna play past 50. But I also have to remind you something.
You better stop talking about Tom Brady and his wife, man.
Why?
He's powerful, man. Secret Service is gonna show up to your house.
Dude, I'm shooting my shot, man. I'm like Kevin Durant.
You're shooting your shot with a married woman. Look at you.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, but she's gonna divorce him.
Not yet. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh man, now you're making
and
me
it
feel
might not
guilty.
happen ever.
If he plays till 50, it's happening. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, if he plays that one.
If he plays after this season, I think he's gonna be in trouble. She's already said that she wants to travel the world, chill, spend their money.
Didn't they catch her? They caught her saying to him right after the Bucs Super Bowl win.
This is it.
Are
right?
you?
We
What else do you have to prove?
Yeah, what else do you have to prove? Well, obviously he's got more to prove. He likes Bruce Arians. Now, we got to say one quick thing. Who gave you Hardwood? My buddy, Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty. If you want to go and find your dream home, just go to heybubbare.com. That's heybubbare.com. Or call my buddy, 901-319-0747. That's 901-319-0747. You want to put your house on the market? I found your hustler. Bubba Sandifer, Emmett Baird Realty. We'll be back to close out the week on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Hey, Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear it's time to trade up to a Kia at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. What you got for me?
We got it all for you, Randy, at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. 2021 Kia Forte, $129 a month. 2021 Kia Soul, $137 a month. Both at $39.79 due at signing. And built in America, 2021 Kia K5, $169 per month, only $29.99 due at signing, and all 36-month lease.
Plus, every Gossett Kia comes with the leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, or gosh, you could be from anywhere, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month lease, 0 security deposit, $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte ME 3716, MSRP 20,930, Soul M71 44,946, MSRP 20,515, K5 MGO 21,674, MSRP 26,170, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Hey, we understand. With everything that's happening, with all the new regulations, maybe you're not ready to come and hang out at Sweetgrass to catch a ball game. We want you to, we really do. And we're open for you to do just that. But we're also offering the next best thing, the new Sweetgrass Tailgate Party Packs. Whether it's wings, house-made dips, sliders, or other Sweetgrass tasty treats, all you have to do is call us or go to sweetgrassmemphis.com to order just what you're dreaming of when you're dreaming of watching sports and enjoying some sweet, sweet Sweetgrass.
As physicians, we know that what we do now will affect the future for us all.
The COVID-19 vaccine is now available. It's safe and very effective, and it's a great defense against coronavirus.
But we still need to continue to mask up, socially distance, and get tested.
Getting vaccinated will help us all get back to some semblance of normalcy.
Let's get vaccinated and tell your friends and family to do the same.
Memphis and Shelby County, get vaccinated. It's our best shot.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that!
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pin, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend, Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Whatever y'all do, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's Father's Day weekend. It's Friday. Get ready to get your Tito's Vodka on. That's right, Tito's handmade vodka. It's crafted in the United States. It's still to be absolutely perfect. It's slightly sweet, black pepper note balance, and everything out. So, man, when life hands you lemons, just make a dead gum lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Mr. Gabe Kuhn, you want to know what the best bets for baseball are today?
What are they?
I will have to tell you this. I like the Astros on the money line, plus 105. Why do I like them? Because, well, they're playing the White Sox, who everybody is scared of. The line is the White Sox minus 115. That looks like a setup. And I will also have to say this. Dude, the Astros, ever since the whole spider tack banning has been going on, they've been on fire. In fact, they're 27-12 at home. They are balling, shot calling. On the road, they're tearing things up. The Astros are just doing everything, and they're plus 51 in run differential as of late. So what I'm trying to say is we're back in the Astros on the plus, and I like that. Now, I got to ask you about basketball because do you think the Utah Jazz, Mike Conley's missing, you've got Kawhi Leonard out.
So what I saw about Mike Conley, this is from Woj, he is hoping to make a return tonight. He's still questionable, though.
Well, most places have him out. A lot of people don't think he's going to play. Utah, by the way, is still a 2-point favorite over the Clippers. The Clippers haven't been that good at home. They weren't that good at home. They weren't good in the Dallas series. They haven't been perfect in this one. But I will tell you one thing. Paul George, who went absolutely banana sandwiches in Game 5, he was just out of control. Can playoff Paul change the narrative if they go out there and knock off the Utah Jazz and do it without Kawhi?
Absolutely can. I think he already has to a certain extent with his performance.
Just in Game 5? Don't he have to do it again?
No, he yes, it would help.
Needs to.
It would help a lot. Of these two possible closeout games tonight, who do you think has the best chance to close it out?
Well, I mean, the thing that's weird to me is both home teams are dogs. You got the Hawks who are getting 3
Well, because the other
at
team's
home.
back against the wall.
Oh, I understand that they're back against the wall, but dude, after the collapse.
Am I weird for thinking the Hawks probably have a better chance to close out tonight?
No, because Ben Simmons plays for the 76ers.
And I just feel like the 76ers have to be just
mentally
drained from
yeah.
being up 18 and then
they blew a
26
point lead
in back-to-back games. They were up 18.
Yeah, before, but they win history on us, man. No teams
It's
come back.
unbelievable to see their collapses, and I think that's got to be weighing on them hard.
I think it's got to be weighing on them hard.
Now,
plus, Ben Simmons at the free throw line's weighing on them hard.
We also have some great golf over the weekend. U.S. Open's
US
underway.
Open.
It's rolling. We had the delay yesterday. Some guys finished up their rounds today. But at the top of the leaderboard, by himself, Richard Bland. You know Richard Bland?
Nope.
5 under on the tournament. He's done for the day. Had a 4 under day. Started the day at 1 under. Russell Henley in second at 4 under. He tees off here at 1. Well, it says 103. I'm assuming that is Pacific time. So here at 3:03, he will be teeing off. Bubba Watson done for the day. Louis Oosthuizen, Francisco Molinari, Rafa Cabrera Bello, all at 3 under. John Rahm, Kevin Streelman, Brooks Koepka, Xander Schauffele at 2 under. Brooks Koepka and Xander Schauffele have yet to tee off. And then tied for 11th, we have a bunch of people at 1 under. Scotty Scheffler, Dylan Wu, Kyle Westmoreland, Patrick Rogers, Matthew Wolff, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tyrell Hatton, all sitting there. Bryson DeChambeau is done for the day at even par. He finished the day yesterday at 2 over, and he had a good day today, 2 under, but he is at even.
That is your U.S. Open update. By the way, are you ready for the anti-vaxxer? We talked about Cole Beasley earlier, blasting the NFLPA. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Did you see what John Stockton actually did?
Spoke.
He did a commercial.
Yeah.
And he's doing a documentary series, and it's a controversial anti-vax documentary and a commercial. And the star has been trending on social media. By the way, people on social media haven't been too kind to Mr. John Stockton.
As well, they shouldn't be.
Very interesting that John Stockton would be in an anti-vax documentary. How many PhDs does he have by his name? I mean, I know he has the most assists all time in NBA history. Him and the mailman were awesome for the Jazz, but they couldn't beat the Bulls and Michael Jordan, yo. But when did he get a PhD? Does he have an MD? Does he have anything? No, he played basketball, yo.
A lot of people said that this confirms that Donovan Mitchell's the best Jazz of all time.
Oh, I hope y'all have a happy Father's Day weekend. It is Friday. Get out there, enjoy the world, and don't forget, enjoy Tito's handmade vodka. For Gabe Kuhn, for Josh Crawford, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.